World War II, the Great Depression, these were moments that we've learned about in school that our parents and grandparents have talked to us about. And I think it's often a question, when will you have the moment where you are called to serve? The COVID-19 pandemic was that moment for this generation. We started COVIDCheck as a response to what we saw across the state of Colorado, which was that you had 500,000 people out of work, 1 million kids who could no longer be in school in person. What we saw was that there was no pathway back to the places where opportunity is best built, which is at school and at work. Solving workforce management was a priority because our workforce was the heart of our entire operation. Of those 1,400 people, the overwhelming majority of them are frontline heroes who are working day to day in the toughest conditions on testing sites. And so their full concern had to be delivering top flight service to hundreds of thousands of patients.
Workforce was an integral part of us being able to understand what sort of staffing levels we needed individually on each vaccine site and across all of our vaccine sites, how those staffing levels needed to be adjusted over time based on metrics, based on number of doses we were allocating. Because of the high level of safety and compliance on a vaccine site, Workforce made it really easy for us to understand who's completed what training, what sort of credentials they had, and what role they were well suited to perform at any given vaccine site. So I would just say across the board, it's been immensely informative for our decision making on the ground. And I'm not sure we would have been able to provide as many vaccines as we did without it.
And so as people are clocking in, we're also getting the data on what role they're there to fulfill. And so we're able to quickly look at like our snapshot report and then identify who we're missing, if we need extra EMTs on site, if we need extra vaccinators, and then immediately react and get to the site the people that we need to make sure that it's running and make sure that people are getting vaccinated and make sure that people are getting the accurate care that they need.
We scheduled our staff based on projected demand and based on number of doses that were available to us. So when supply was so constrained early days, we would know almost down to the dose how many vials we would be able to get for the day. We could determine how many slots we were able to open, how many vaccines we could provide, and therefore how many staff, based on our algorithms, should be working on the site and what roles they should be playing.
We decided for Workforcecom over other vendors for a few reasons. Primarily, it was simple and easy to use, both for our leadership team and for folks right on site in the heat of the moment. And it was also clear that it was backed up by a team that was responsive and adaptable, and that was really critical for us. Workforcecom was willing to move forward in the face of uncertainty and lead by doing. That happened on a second level though, because Workforcecom enabled us to do that better. We could very quickly stand up and organize a staff at a site that had not existed a day or two prior, and Workforcecom was critical for making that possible because we could quickly know who was supposed to be there when and make sure that they were getting the wraparound services and support and compensation that they were due. The value and magic of something like COVIDCheck Colorado and of a system like Workforce.com is that the system actually is merciful. It delivers care and it delivers service you may never even know existed, but it's actually doing something to protect folks, often invisibly and inaudibly, but it's there doing that work. And that's the real power and value of a software system, is that it's delivering care and service in a way you may never see and never know, but it's there doing that work, and that is incredibly powerful.